श्री कृष्णा श्री कृष्णा श्री कृष्णा श्री कृष्णा। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। In the Microsoft Windows, we can operate a number of windows simultaneously. How does it happen? It happens only because each window is operating at a particular layer. It is one after another layer, and the different layers are so thin that they are not perceptible to the eyes. And as a result, you open one window, it is suppose at layer number 01. You open second window, it is at the layer 02. And the difference between the two layers is so super microscopic that our eyes cannot catch it. But actually it is nothing but overlapping one above other. One example. Second example. When you see an aeroplane flying in the sky and it is going right angle to your vision, so you see the movement, you feel that it is flying. But if you see that aeroplane is coming towards you, then you have the experience as if it is hanging and stationary in the sky. See, all the third example, all the stars and the moon and everything that we see from a distance in the sky, they appear as if there is one flat surface, and on that flat surface there are so many stars at the same level, but they are not. They are different layers. If this is understood, in the same manner, the absolute reality, which is a continuous existence, is superimposed by different windows of individual experiences. And the difference between the individual experiencers and the substratum connecting that individual experiences, actually they are separate from each other. But for the naked eye, as the different layers of the Windows, Microsoft, they are not perceptible. In the same manner, for the naked intellect, the consciousness, which is a continuous existence, and the experiencer, which is a sporadic existence, which comes and goes, the distance between the two is so small. How much is the distance between the two? The distance between the two is, what is the distance between the woman and the wife? What is the distance between the man and the husband? That much is the distance between the pure consciousness and the relative consciousness. See? And it becomes as if so merged that we start imagining it is the truth. Please remember one thing. Perception is not the authority of truth. When we see by our eyes the sunrise and the sunset, and everybody sees it so clearly. Majority will vote for. There is sunset and there is sunrise. By majority vote, the truth is never determined. See? Majority of our experiences tell us that we are a continuous existence right from childhood till this date. That is not the authority of wisdom. Foolishness is not the authority of wisdom. See? If the majority of the people declare, like in democracy, they will declare that the sun is moving around the earth and earth is flat. That is what biblical era did. Because of the religious obsessions, because of the majority, because of the power that the Roman Empire had, that does not mean they were talking the truth. See? And therefore, now come to the point. In the 6th chapter, when Bhagavan Sri Krishna told Arjuna, Atma upammena sarvatra samam pashyati Arjuna sukham vajani va dukkham sajogi paramo mataha. Arjuna, he who is able to recognize the experiences of others as his own experiences, he is a real yogi because he is established in the equanimity. When this was said, what was Arjuna's interaction? Oh, yoyam yogastvaya proktaha samena varusudana etasyaham na pashyami chanchalatva sthitim stiram chanchalam himana krishna pramathi balavadrudam etasyaham nigraham manne vayoriva sudushkaram. Oh Lord, what you told is very difficult. It's very difficult. This is not the right way of thinking. Please understand, this is not the right way of thinking. Right way of thinking is, this is the truth. That the absolute is recognized by us relatively because of the conditioning of relativity. See, what is the distance between the space and the east, the space and the west? What is the distance? Where from the east and west has come? Is it in the space? It is in our mind. In the same manner, vimudhananu pashyanti. Pashyanti is jnana chakshusha. See? Why this happens? Because we are so much overpowered by our earlier experiences. Point number one. Second thing, it is very difficult to change. Those who are not wanting to change, those who are not able to change, they are not spiritual seeker. For them, liquid spirituality is an easy way. Be very clear. Our Upanishad says, Nayamatma balahine labhyaha. The truth is not gained by reservation quota. Who is a balahina? Who is the one who is not qualified for anything? He alone talks about the reservation quota. See? Those who have got guts, they don't talk about that. In the same manner, those who are committed to walk the spiritual path, they will not complain and find out how it is difficult. Friends, what is thinking? Thinking is not to accept that it is difficult. It is not thinking. It is that stupidity. That this is the way. Now how we practice is our approach. Therefore, when this jiva we take, and we have been conditioned so much right from childhood. Please understand, this karma, then the prarabdha karma, then sanchita karma, people give the name to their children sanchita. See? Yesterday, and I was surprised, if Gujaratis give such a name, one can understand. Is Sindhi? Sindhis names are normally some kind of mala. Isn't it? Chand mala, Suraj mala. Isn't it? All malas are Sindhis. See? All these prarabdha karma, sanchita karma, agami karma, earlier birth, present birth, afterward birth, going to hell, going to heaven, sin and merit. This is so enchanting and it is so appealing because it fits in our cause and effect mode. And all intelligent people are caught up in this mode of cause and effect. Get out of the cause and effect. See, everything disappears. And to get out of this cause and effect, there is only one way. What is that? Find out who is this one, who is suffering. The world never suffers, isn't it? The God never suffers. It is the in-between condition. What is that? 50% world, 50% God. Isn't it? A hybrid between God and the world is the jiva. And therefore borrows some characteristics of the matter and borrows some characteristic of the consciousness, and the matter gets enlivened. And this enlivened matter starts behaving as if I am someone. See? Therefore, this whole topic in this 5th chapter is not to take us by the same old rut of thinking. You know, must be my Purva Janma Papa, and therefore in this world I am suffering. No. You'll continue to suffer. You will not stop. Because that I is not leaving you. Please remember, for I there is no liberation. Liberation is only from I. See? Unless this goes deep in our system, we are only having an entertainment process. That's it. It is nowhere going inside. An example I'll give you. I am so fully convinced 100% that I am a man. And therefore, when I talk in Hindi, I will never say, "Main ja rahi hu." No. Because that conviction is so deep in me. You must have seen, some families, they have got daughter. And the parents are bringing up that daughter as a boy. And then that girl, when she is child, it looks okay. But when she is grown up and when she starts talking the man's language, it looks so odd. But she is not able to understand. Why? Only conditioning, nothing else. Therefore, friends, this conditioning has to be deconditioned. Therefore, what is spiritual life now? Come to the point. Spiritual life is only one. Disidentification from the gross body. If this happens, by whatever means, you are on the right path. Otherwise, go on going to this temple, that temple, this Babaji, that Babaji, this Jyotishi, that Jyotishi, and this kind of palmist and this kind of legist. I don't know, are there legists also? And then, Swamiji, do you see the palm? I said, yes, I see the palm. So please tell me. So I hold their hand. You have never worked in your life. Why? Your hands are so soft. Swamiji, how do you know? So, don't get carried away by all these gimmicks. Focus attention on yourself and find out who is miserable. And for that purpose, this is the technique. So from the matter we come to the experiencer. And who is this experiencer? Experiencer is this. Consciousness expressing through the body enlivens the body. And that enlivened body has the notion in the mind that this body I am. The notion dies the moment the mind is not expressing. As in deep sleep. See, when you switch on the bulb, light comes. When switch off, where it goes? Does it go back to electricity? Does it go into the bulb? Does it disappear in the darkness? Oh, there was so much of darkness, all the light was absorbed by the darkness. No. Think. In the same manner, consciousness is expressing as mind, body is enlivened, experiencer is born. Again, it is enfolded. In the enfoldment of the mind, the ego, the experiencer disappears. Now, what is the relationship between the first light when you switch on, then you switch off, then you switch on second time the same bulb, not second bulb, the same bulb. You again switch on, again there was a light in that, again you switch off. Then the third time you do the same thing. Now what is the relationship between the 10 flickerings of light in the same bulb? No relationship. Is it not equally true? So many dreams are experienced by us. What is the relationship between one dreamer, second dreamer, third dreamer? No relationship. Where from this relationship in the waking has come? See? It doesn't stand the logic. It doesn't stand the authority, sanction of the scriptures. That is why if we really mean business on the spiritual path, go deep into this inquiry. Then you will come to know that the one who is miserable is nowhere existent. Misery and miserable entity is an illusion. Hold on to this. Vimudhana anupashyanti. So, I mean, it is very difficult to understand. Yes, why you are Vimudhana anupashyanti? You are directly hitting. I am just, email. Isn't it? Server is Kanhaiya. Server is my Lord. I am just telling you what he is talking, not me. Vimudhana anupashyanti. And you know, this is the most favorite abuse of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. You know, during his childhood, he stayed in the Vrindavan area and that area is famous for abusing. If you really want to have sumptuous abuse meals, you go there. Now also, they don't give you a abuse, a simple abuse, you fool. No. They include your family structure and then serve the abuse, very wholeheartedly. So they also feel good and you also feel satisfied. Chalo, achhi gali khai. Now under this training, Bhagavan Krishna was trained. Therefore, you will find out in Bhagavad Gita, there are 108 abuses. But we never knew it. Vimudhana anupashyanti. Then who sees this? Pashyanti is Jnana Chakshushaha. Jnana Chakshu, this is what is shown to our Lord Shiva, isn't it? this Gita Press artist, then ISKCON artist, they draw beautiful pictures, isn't it? And we get so enchanted by that. Like, dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantara prapti dhiras tatra namuyati. Now this verse is presented by our ISKCON people in a most beautiful manner. There is one small embryo and he is there, he comes out, he is born and child and starts growing, and 5, 6 of them, and we look through the window, oh my God, what a reality. And then it dies, and then the soul goes out and enters into another body. Oh, it is so real. You know? Friends, ego is a virtual reality, not the actual reality. See? Because there is data stored on your computer hard disk, that doesn't mean your computer has become heavy. Isn't it? If you have, let us take a CD with simple recording 74 minutes and another CD with 10 lectures in the same CD with the MP3 format, वजन ज़्यादा लग रहा है इसका. See? It is not real, although it appears. In the same manner, friends, this ego, just investigate. This is where Bhagwan Ramana Maharshi outwits everybody. Ayam aham kuto bhavati chinvataha ai patatyaham nija vicharanam. He says, Ayam aham kutaha bhavati. Where is this I? I am very miserable. Show. Where are you miserable? Who is this I? The moment chinvataha, when you start inquiring about and question the very existence of this I, you know what happens? I, Hare, patati aham, the I disappears. In the disappearance of the small I is the manifestation of the infinity. But you know, for so many years we have been living in the body and we can't even change our pillow. See? This is one of the reasons why the Swamis are asked never to stay in one place for long. Instead of taking this advice, we build ashrams so that we can stay there all the time. Think. One day a person asked me this question, Swamiji, what is the secret of your happiness? Please tell me. I said, you know, you people count up, I count down. How? Like I came in Bombay on 1st May, isn't it? So I start counting from 7th May. I don't start counting from 1st May. 7th May. So 7 days I had to stay here. 6 days I had to stay. 5 days I had to stay. 4 days I had to stay. I had to go tomorrow from here. In the same manner, live in the body by counting down. Isn't it? Prepare yourself. Before the death takes over, you step on the head of the death and climb up. See? Vimudhana anupashyanti. And why this fear comes about all these things? Because of only one thing. We do not want to give up our wrong notion that the body identification is true. Whatever it may be, it doesn't stand to the test of understanding or the scriptural authority. It is not there. Therefore, Vimudhana anupashyanti pashyanti jnana chakshusha. Now, what is the meaning of jnana chakshu? Jnana chakshu is not having the 3, things. So, there is one here also, one eye, and 2 eyes are here. So, always, I get very serious questions and problems in my life. Like, one person sent me one SMS. Serious problem. I said, my God, what problem now? So, I mean, serious problem. A Sardar ji was worried that his sister has got two brothers, but he has got only one brother. My problems are like that. I am a super Sardar. So my problem is, in the event, Shivji has to use glasses. Isn't it? A special made to order frame has to be made, isn't it? And then there will be confusion whether this number is there, because our Indian doctor or any ophthalmologist, they know only about two eyes. What about the third eye? ये कहाँ से आया? Shivji will be in trouble. Jnana Chakshu means we see very clearly sunrise and sunset, but we know very clearly sun never rises, sun never sets. Then it is the movement of the earth which is superimposed on the sun, and therefore the sun appears to rise. See? If this is understood, this understanding is called as the eye of wisdom. It is not the third eye. That's why many people ask, Sanju, why do you put on the third eye? Oh, third eye, that's what I was thinking, what could be the reason? But suppose you don't put on. I said, from there, immediately, tremendous power will come on you. And then you will be destroyed. Dagdo. Vimudha naru pashyanti. Pashyanti is jnana chakshushaha. Friends, take life in this wisdom. Then you come to know what Bhagavan Sri Krishna said. Ajopi san navyayatma bhutanam ishwaropi san prakritim swamadhisthaya sambhavami atmamayaya. See? Ajaha api. Are we not having the same experience? Do we have the experience of our birth? No. Nobody has. But we just accept it. Nobody has the experience of death. And we just imagine that. So our direct experience of existence is disregarded. And imaginary statements of the majority that you are born and you are going to die, they are taken as valid. See? Therefore it is said, those who do not learn from their own experiences of life, even God cannot teach them anything. Now see? This is what experience I analyze for you. In every experience, there are three components: experienced, experiencer, experiencer. The earlier two are separate, we can understand. But the experiencer is separate, we can't understand. If you can't understand, it is your weakness, but the truth is the same. So don't go on thinking in a wrong manner. No, but so many years we have been living like that. How suddenly we should live? When the death comes, excuse me, I'm busy, okay? Please come later. I had to finish this job, I had to finish that job. Forget about it. Friends, in this life, we are only for one purpose. And know yourself. But that becomes the last priority. And first priority is me, my husband, my wife, my children, my grandchildren, my property, my this thing, and that Paramatma is disregarded. Disrespect to the divine presence is the highest sin. And for that sin, we suffer in this world. See, our Nisargadatta Maharaj from Bombay only. He was having cancer towards the end of his life, and He was so cheerful, happy, and lying down and comfortably. But others were not happy because he is happy. Miserable people are never happy to see the people happy. No? Like a person who doesn't get sleep, he hates a snoring one. So, they will approach him and say, Maharaj, how come you have done so much good to everybody? Why you have also the cancer? Where from the cancer has come? Is to keep quiet. The best way to deal with the world is to shut your mouth. World begins when our mouth opens. World is totally dissolved when our mouth shuts. Do you know what ego we are talking about is nothing but summation of the total past is called as ego. If you come in the absolute present as exactly at this moment, I have not forgotten, exactly at this moment, your mind has come to a halt. You will see, by our Vaikhari Vani, by our mouth, we always talk about the dead past. By our mind, we always talk about to ourselves about the future. Isn't it? So, openly we carry the dead past on our head, and secretly we worry about the future. And the net result is we disrespect the presence. That sin is the reason for all our miseries. Vimudhana anupashyanti. I mean, this is okay, but don't justify your miseries. Don't justify. See, I was in this Tata Cancer Hospital when my father was there, and I had nothing to do as usual. So I used to fool around. There used to be many nurses and all that, so I used to fool around. I used to talk to them. One Amma, night nurse, what they call, I don't know. I used to call Amma. I said, Amma, you please don't call me Amma. I am not a South Indian. I said, okay, whatever you are. I am sister. I said, okay, sister. When you see so many people dying of cancer every day in this hospital, don't you get once in a while that your body also is a body and there is a possibility of death for the body? You know what was the reply? I don't get such stupid thoughts. See? Yudhishthira was asked this question by Yaksha. What is the most wonderful thing in this world? Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal. Yudhishthira said that people carry the dead body to burn to the burial ground, and they never suspect that they are also going to die. And they start living so vigorously as if they are going to continue eternity. See? Therefore, friends, bring to this point. And then Nisargadatta Maharaj told, that story I was telling you. I don't have cancer. He said, I am cancer. See the beauty. Because cancer cannot exist without me. A dead body does not have a cancer. A dead body does not have diarrhea. A dead body does not have flu. See? So all these things are in me, but I am not in them. Discover this truth. Vimudhananupashyanti Pashyanti jnana chakshushaha. Now what was the topic? The topic was that a part of me has become Jiva. And that Jiva carries with him the sense organs and the mind. And when he is frustrated in this world, he lifts his suitcase with like a laptop with the bag and goes from one body to another body. And what he will do? Again open. And the same old game he will start playing. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, I versus you, the same old story, nothing new. And there also he gets bored. Then he leaves that body also. Then he goes to the second body. But where from the story started? Mamaivamsho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatanaha. And infinite can never be reduced to fractionation. Please understand. Suppose somebody comes to me for a job. Swamiji, I want some job, I'll do any job. Okay, where you are working? I was working with Guptaji. Okay, I'll tell you later. Then I talk to Guptaji. Guptaji, this boy came for work, how is he? Oh, he's very nice boy, About 90% he's truthful. So that 10% if is not true enough, thank you, go ahead. Truth is either 100% or 0%. See, in the same manner, infinite either is absolute or it is not. Then what about the relative? In the absolute, relative is always imagined. Imagined existence is called as virtual reality. It is not there. See? Therefore, this is only an in-between stage. And how the ego is developed then? Now be very attentive. If we are told that when one experiencer is different from the second experiencer, therefore, the more you live in the present, the more you are nearer to the reality. But we go beyond this. What we do? In the last life, I have done some sin. Therefore, in this life, I have got this wife. Now, what we are told? Live in the absolute present. But we take a somersault, go in the earlier life. And Swamiji, after death, I don't know where I will go. Do you know? I say, I know. Where will you go? Jat gatva nanivartante. No. Please tell me. Okay, what is the last thought going to be? My only worry is, when I die, what will happen to my buffaloes? So next life you will be born in the buffalo family. See, in Garud Puran this thought comes. Those people who are extremely attached to their children before death, they are born in the same family again. And they continue to torture others. Posthumous. Therefore, don't get involved in this world too much. Get out of it. Vimudha nanu pashyanti, pashyanti jnana. Focus attention on this absolute. Now, after having told this, now the teacher says, yatanto yoginaschainam pashyantyatmanyavasthitam yatantopyakrutatmanaha nainam pashyantya chetasaha. Yatantaha yoginaha enam atmani eva avasthitam pashyanti. Those who are putting forward efforts, please understand, for getting the diseases, you don't have to do any sadhana. It happens, isn't it? But for maintaining the health, you have to take care. In the same manner, to get lost in the relativity, you don't have to do any sadhana. It is by default. But to come out of the relativity and get established in the absolute. Yatantaha yoginaha. You have to put forward efforts. It will not just happen. That's why many people go, Swamiji, please, particularly Sindhis and Punjabis. Swamiji, please put your hand on my head. One person told Swamiji, I said, no, I put on your back. No, I want your hand on my head. I said, if I take out your wig, then... And he was having a wig. He said, Swamiji, you are terrible. That's not what can I do. So by this touch technique, nothing happens. Therefore, yatantaha yoginaha, put forward efforts. Now what is putting forward efforts? Not going to the gym. That is not efforts. Putting forward effort is go deeper and deeper in your own self. Like as a man or a woman or as a body, you have duality, man, woman, young, old. Go deeper. At the pran, hunger, thirst. At the mind, joy, sorrows. At the intellect, ego, no ego. And as you go deeper in your own being, you come to a point wherein all duality disappears. One example I gave you. Imagine a country or a planet where there is only one person. Only one. So, he will not be man, not woman. He will not be rich nor poor. He will not be short, he will not be tall. He will not be beautiful, he will not be ugly. He will not be Hindu, he will not be Muslim. Just think. In that absolute one, all differences disappear. Yatantaha. And you know, the most funny part is, the moment spiritual practice means, we want to do. See? All undoing, not doing enough we have done now. See? Otherwise, one additional feather. These days, I have become spiritual. What does it mean? Now I take only 4 times non-vegetarian. Earlier, it is to 16 times. Oh, so 3/4 spiritual. That is all cartoons. The real spiritual practice is focus attention on your being. And I will tell you the simplest technique. Simplest technique is, you don't know anything. Therefore you tell the same thing again and again. Somebody asks somebody, since how many years you are listening to Swamiji? And that person who was asked is equally strong like me, a solid bluffer. Since last 30 years. Last 30 years, are you not bored listening to the same thing again and again, again and again? Be happy, be happy. Tell something else. Be miserable. Be happy, be happy. Be miserable then. Friends, this is what I am telling you. It is the best spiritual practice. When you are happy, you are in the present. A miserable person is never in the present. Jaane kahan gaye wo din. Isn't it? Please remember this. Therefore, the real spiritual practice is remain cheerful. But how to remain cheerful? By remaining cheerful. How to remain cheerful? There is nothing that you tighten the screw here and there, nothing like that. There is no adjustment. Isn't it? Don't take anything seriously in life as you are listening now. Isn't it? Don't take anything seriously. You will be highest spiritual person in the world. Because after practicing spirituality, what do you expect? To be miserable? No, to be happy. So why not practice now? Who knows, suddenly you get realized, and if you are not practice being happy, it will be problem for you. You will get hysteria. Therefore, this is the simplest method. Yatantaha yoginaha enam atmani eva avasthitam pashyanti. Now see, when you are happy, you are with yourself. See? When we listen to a joke and laugh, when we listen to a joke and think, what is the difference? When you listen to a joke and laugh, you are in the present. When you listen to a joke and think, but how can this happen? You know, I was telling once a story that there was a frog in a well, and in that well, one fish from the sea came, and the frog started inquiring, "Hey, where from you have come?" "I come from sea." "What is that sea?" "Sea means a collection of water." "How much water?" So the frog started showing his hands like this much water. Now the fish doesn't have the head or the hands, so here's the tail, only says, "No, not." Then, "This much water?" Again he said, "No." And the frog got angry, and he jumped from one point to another. "This much?" The fish said, "No." "Then how much?" Then the fish took that frog to the sea, and after both of them jumped in the sea, then now it was the turn of the fish. "Tell me, how much water is this?" Now it was a draw. No, I don't know. So what are the point to be made? When this is not understood, questions come. How can frog talk to a fish? So I told him, I said, when I can talk to you. Why not a frog talk to a fish? Yatanta yogina. Now at this moment, where are you? Atmani eva pashyati. See, being introvert doesn't mean sit like this and go on pulling inside. What is happening? Don't disturb meditation in progress. It's not. Please understand, on the spiritual path there is no concentration. Drop that idea of concentration. Concentration is always about something else. You concentrate on somebody. You concentrate on studies. You concentrate on earning money. You concentrate on your profession. About yourself, don't concentrate. Then be aware. See? Totally different approach. But when we become concentrating, we become concentrated fools. Yatantaha yoginaha enam atmani eva avasthitam pashyanti. And such great masters who are walking the path in the right manner, they discover this absolute as their own being. See? This is what Kabirji Maharaj says, "Moko kaha dhoonde bande, main to tere paas hoon. घूंघट के पट खोल तो हे पिया मिलेंगे." What is that घूंघट पट? Nothing but this हिरण्मयेन पात्रेण सत्यस्यापि हितं मुखम तत्वं पूषन्नपावृणु सत्य धर्माय दृष्टये. This golden lead has covered the divinity. And what is the golden lead? The glitter of name and the form, the enchantment of the relative existence. And behind the relative existence, the absolute is as if covered. Just like the ocean is covered by the waves, or the gold is covered by the shining of the gold. In the same manner, the absolute is covered by the relative. Therefore, the deeper you go, you come to know that in world there is nothing. That's why, you know, why after realization Mahatmas do not have ego. Do you know? They can't have arrogance. They never show off that I am realized. You know why? What is realization? Realization is recognition that earlier you were a fool. So tell me, what is there to be proud of? मालूम है पहले बेवकूफ था. See, therefore, yatantaha yoginah enam pashyati atmani eva avasthitam, and yatantaha api akritatmanah nainam pashyanti achetasaha. But there are second category of people. Yatantaha, they are putting all sincere efforts, but in the wrong direction. See? Something like the morning joggers. They run to reach nowhere. See? They start from the home, come back to the home. Aage? So how do you know the dialogues in our house? आज जरा जल्दी आ गए. So, in the same manner, we put all efforts, and our efforts are like what? Only to strengthen our individuality. See, I have done this thing for my children, I have done this thing for my house, I have done this thing for my wife, I have done this thing for the society, I have done this thing. I is becoming stronger and stronger and stronger. Friends, please remember, all the social work is nothing but the worship of the ego in a dignified and public manner. Like marriages are nothing but public confession of what you decide. Therefore, yatantaha api, although we put forward so much efforts, kurute ganga sagar gamanam vrata paripalanam athavadanam. See? Jnana vihina sarvamatena bhajatina muktim janmashatena. That is why we like Kirtan and then Ramayana, and there we feel so much at home. Dasharatha was crying, I also cried. Maybe I am the son of Rama. Just you discover the truth, and the whole is such a big tamasha. So, yatantaha api akritatmanaha. Now, why their efforts are wrong? Akritatmanaha, because they are not self-disciplined. What is the self-discipline? Self-discipline is that lifestyle wherein we don't go away from ourselves. How do we go away from ourselves? You know, Bhagwan Narayana, when he comes anywhere, what is his Vahan, what is his vehicle? Garuda. In the same manner, Narayana that we are, we go away from ourselves by riding on the vehicle of words. Garud is nothing but the words. The moment you start talking, you go away from yourself. We talk in two different ways, openly and silently. See, there was a child in the camp, Lodawala camp, very sweet child. And I told his mother, I said, you bring her, doesn't matter, we don't get disturbed. We are all disturbance proof. Let him come and do whatever he likes. So he is to come, his mother is to give him this various colors and pictures to be drawn to keep him busy. He will start drawing the pictures and all that. And he will start talking. Now this is the bird, now this bird is flying, and he will go and sit on the tree. He is not aware others are listening to Kaivalya Upanishad. He was totally lost in his own thing. The same thing, we go to the temple and talk to the God. God, please see this thing now, and then you do this thing, and you do this thing, and you do this thing. Why don't you become my watchman? Take care of my whole family, because I have failed. You try. Is it not true? Tell me. As a child is talking to himself in the fantasy of imagination that really the bird is flying and really the bird is sitting on that, and then the car has come. Accident, accident, accident. He himself is talking. We do the same thing. Krishna, 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 do this thing. Rama, Rama, you do that. We have got so many gods available. We are not short of. Suddenly Devi comes, oh, khana bana leta. Narayana, stop talking. You are with yourself. The first discipline on the spiritual path. Don't talk about your past to anybody. Don't ask anybody's past for any reason. If somebody starts talking to you about his past, go to toilet. It's peaceful place. Very important. See, this is so important. But this, see what happens, unless we understand the importance, Mahatmya, we will never practice in life. So far as it is understood, go on reading the Ramayana one after another, or take the mala in the hand and start rocking Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Why there is this spondylosis? Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Ram, Ram, Ram. See, this we imagine is spiritual life. It is not. The real spiritual life is this. Discipline yourself. Don't talk about your past. Don't ask anybody about their past. You are in the present. Remaining in the present is spiritual life. Now all of you are here. Those who are present here, they are only listening and getting benefited. Those who are sitting here but not present. So when some joke happens, what happened? What happened? You may not be seeing what I am telling you from here, but from here I get a panoramic view, you know. And I said, hey, what happened? क्या joke हो गया? मुझे भी नहीं मालूम. A typical Bombay problem. You know, you go and stop somebody. भैया, ये दादर को कैसा जाता है रास्ता? ये जाता है क्या रास्ता दादर को? हम भी नया है. In the same manner. So disciplining is this. So yatantaha api akritatmanaha enam na pashyanti. Be very attentive. Why they are not able to see the divinity vibrant in themselves? Because they have become so much extrovert. See? What is vyabhichar? Vyabhichar is not being loyal. We are not loyal to the reality that we are. And because of this vyabhichar, absence of loyalty, we are moving from one place to another place. Sometime in Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, old memories. The same thing again and again, again and again, again and again. See? Before the world has to tell, shut up, let us have the wisdom to keep our mouth shut. Before the world has to say, get out from this world, be strong enough and shout at the death, why are you late? Then you have really lived a dignified life. See? Whenever you go for a vacation, friends, please understand. Whenever you go for a vacation, you plan. And as the day of your departure comes nearer, are you not happy? Plan your death and live happily. See, the moment you do this, we have to go from here. Tomorrow evening, fly to Australia. Finish. But too hot here. Who cares? After I go, how does it matter? See, the more you are living with this discipline, that we are just like the passengers going by a train. We may say for all practical purposes, this is my berth. And when you get down, don't take out the screwdriver. Why? अपना था, भारतीय रेलवे, भारतीय जनता की प्रॉपर्टी है. So, यतन्तः अपि अकृतात्मानः नयनं पश्यन्ति अचेतसः. अचेतसः, they are dull-witted. Now, if you want to see the divinity now, from here the teacher starts giving you homework. See, homework is very essential. A school child was given the homework. The teacher taught. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. 11 plus 11 is equal to 22. 111 plus 111 is equal to 222. Understood? Yes. And homework was given. 7 plus 9, 2-digit homework. 19 plus 88. Third, 3-digit homework. That 672 plus 528. Do. And the child did not do. Why didn't do? Sir, simple work you have done. Difficult you have given. Isn't it? Our condition is like that. Homework is meant for you to get prepared and trained for the possible more difficulty challenges of life. It is not that the teacher is putting you into trouble, no. In the same manner, now here is the homework. यदादित्यगतं तेजो जगद्भासयते अखिलं यच्चन्द्रमसि यच्चाग्नौ तत्तेजो विद्धि मामकं गामाविश्य च भूतानि धारयाम्यहमोजसा पुष्णामि चौषधी सर्वा सोमो भूत्वा रसात्मकः अहं वैश्वानरो भूत्वा प्राणिनां देहमाश्रितः प्राणापान समायुक्तः पचाम्यन्नं चतुर्विधं सर्वस्य चाहं हृदि सन्निविष्टः मत्तस्मृतिर्ज्ञानमपोहनं च वेदैश्च सर्वैरहमेव वेद्यो वेदांत कृद्वेद विदेव चाहम. This is the homework. Now what is the homework? Bhagavan is telling, Vimudha nanu pashyanti. Fools cannot see God. But those who are jnana chakshushaha, they can see the God. Now where to see the God? So we have so many excuses. Swamiji, I could not do my japa today. Why? That mala broke. So very good excuse, isn't it? Similarly, actually, I am a Pushti Margi. There are two margas. One is Pushti Marga, second Kashti Marga. गुजरातियों का पुष्टि मार्ग और ये वारकरी मराठी ये कष्टी मार्ग चलते जाओ. It never ends. So we find one or the other excuse how we should not do something. So Bhagavan says, you want to see God? Yada adityagadam tejaha jagat bhasayate khilam. That light which is manifesting through the sun, because of which the whole world is illumined and enlivened. Yada adityagadam tejaha. Oh, that means God is present only during the daytime. रात को बदमाशी करे. यदा आदित्यगतम तेजः जगत भासयते अखिलम यच् चंद्रमसि. Oh, night watchman also the same Lord. Yach chandramasi, yach agnau, but it is the Amavasya. No sun and no moon, but you have got a lighter, na bidi wala. Yach agnau, tat tejo viddhi mamakam. Recognize divinity there. Now be very attentive. All our scriptures are a three-layer presentation of thought. The first layer is called as Adi Daivik layer. Second is called as Adi Bhautik layer. And third is called as Adhyatmik layer. Like behind our structural eye, there is a functional eye. In the same manner, behind the total structural objective world, there is a functional energy. And that functional energy is called as God. See, we hear the stories that when the Amrita Manthan was done and one Rahu, Daitya, Rakshasa, he came and sat along with the line of the gods. And when that Mohini was distributing the nectar, this fellow also took. And both sides, one side was Surya, the sun, other side was moon. And they told Mohini Bhagwan, "Hey Bhagwan, ye chor hai." Immediately Bhagwan took the chakra and sliced him out. This is how Rahu and Ketu has become true. Because of that, now Rahu is very angry. Whenever he gets chance, he goes and eats the sun or the moon. And when the Rahu eats the sun, there is an eclipse. When the Rahu eats the moon, there is an eclipse. Thank God, after the neck there is nothing. So the sun comes out. This story is talking about Adi Daivik sun moon. The sun and the moon which is seen by our structural eyes hanging in the sky, that is the Adi Bhautik. And it is the same energy which is expressing as light and heat through the sun, is the same energy which is expressing through the eyes as the vision. So the presiding deity of the vision is sun. The presiding deity of the total illumination of the creation is the sun, and that is but one. Yadadityagatam tejaha Adidaivik. And that because of which we are able to see the colors and form, both of them are the expression of the same divinity. Contemplate on this. This is your homework. So whenever you look at the sun, it should immediately make us totally still. Doesn't it happen with us when we look at our own sun? Yes, when? When we look at our own sun, what do we see? Don't we see ourselves reflected in our child? And therefore, whatever we have never been able to enjoy during our childhood, we find fulfillment in giving those things to our children so that we have the pseudo happiness of enjoying in our childhood. Don't we do that? So when this can be done, it is equally possible that reality which is expressing through the sun as the light, it is the same reality which is expressing through the eyes as the vision. And when your attention is to that consciousness, then you are contemplative. This is the homework. Yadadityagadam tejaha jagat bhasete khilam yat chandramasi yachagno. When you look at the moon, chand satukda lagta hai. Aha. The moment you look at the moon, let every perception make us totally introvert. Now these three things, sunlight, and then the moonlight, and the light of fire. These three things are referred to our three faculties. Sun refers to all the sense organs. This is just called a Lakshana Vritti, indirectly telling. And the fire refers to the organ of speech. Therefore, all the karmendriyas, all the organs of action. And moon refers to the organ of inner perception called as the mind. Therefore, moony people become more active as there is a full moon approaching. So these three expressions, enlivening of the mind, therefore perception of the joys and sorrows, enlivening of the eyes, therefore perception of the colors and the forms, enlivening of the organs of action, therefore speech, etc. All these things are because of that reality, and hold on to that. Be very attentive. I have never said that light which is behind my eyes, behind all the sense organs. I never said that light which is behind my speech, but behind the words of wisdom of a wise man, the melody of Lata Mangeshkar, or the braying of a donkey, presided over by the same conscious reality. The more we are able to focus attention to the absolute after the perception of the relativity, you are on the right track. In Bhagavad, one example comes. In a poor man's house, thatch house, when there is a sunrise, from some hole one ray of sun comes. So that one small ray of sun is enough to know that there is a sunrise. In the same manner, one perception you catch in any one of your experience, discover the truth. You have discovered the truth for totality. Ken Upanishad says, Pratibodha viditam matam. In every experience, the truth is revealed. Yadadityagadam tejo jagat bhasete khilam yat chandramasi yat chagnau tat tejo vidhimamakam. Now this thing goes on. So starting from the sun, far away, then moon nearer, then fire still nearer. Thereafter, Gama Vishyacha Bhutani Dharayamyaham Ojasa. I abide in the earth. Gam is earth. Gama Vishya, abiding in the earth by my ojas, by my power, I support the earth, and this is how all the plant kingdom can grow. Dharayamyaham ojasa, and Pushnami Chaushadi Sarvaha Somo Bhutvarsa Atmakaha. And this is how I support all the vegetable kingdom by my power. Further, Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva Praninam Deham Ajritaha. The same me who was far away in the sun has now entered in our stomach. Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva Praninam Deham Ajritaha. So the objective world, the means of perception and the experience, whatever we have, all are presided over by the same one reality. See? And Pachamyannam Chaturvidham, I digest 4 kinds of food: vegetarian, non-vegetarian, Jain and vegan. All the 4 kinds of foods are digested by me. There is no separate God for non-vegetarian. Krishna digests non-vegetarian. It's difficult, you know. We are Pushti Marg, you can't. No, there is a non-vegetarian Krishna also. Then it's okay. See, Pachamyannam Chaturvidam. So Bhagavan is staying in the stomach. Be very attentive. If you become aware that the Lord is very much present in your stomach, will you put yesterday's leftover after eating as a naivedya to the Lord? See, prosperous nations have prosperity to such an extent that only leftovers are eaten. One girl told me, Swamiji, for the first time in Bombay, when I was studying, we went to Taj Mahal Hotel. And we ordered, we couldn't eat. And I wanted to take it home. And she said, you know, I have never gone but only heard that in the Western culture, they pack it, they call it as a dog pack. Actually, they pack it, take for themselves only. So I told the waiter, hey, will you please pack for my dog? She said, I was staying in a hostel, where is the dog? But even then I said, so he said, yes ma'am, I'll do it. How many dogs you have? Now one lie, another. We got 3 dogs. Okay. He collected leftover from 5 tables. So when you become aware that the divine reality is very much in you, be attentive. No negative thoughts will ever peep in your mind if you are aware that the awareness, divinity is vibrantly present in you. Nay, you are that. See, this is the practice, this is abhyas, this is homework. Become more and more aware. Take small example. This is just an example. Suppose you respect and love me. Therefore, I am telling you this is just an example. You don't have to. Suppose you respect and love me, and I am sitting in front of you. Will you not behave properly? Automatically. When I am not here, I have not yet arrived. Then a poultry farm. The moment, hey, Swamiji has come, Swamiji has come. Because you have become aware of my presence. Now extend this example. When you become aware that all your thoughts are first read by the Lord, then come to you. Every word that you utter is first heard by the Lord, then you can utter it. The more you become aware, you will automatically become silent. See? Then we come to know the next mantra, Sarvasya Chaham Hrudi Sannivishtaha. It is one of the most enchanting mantra which comes also in Kaivalya Upanishad. We will see it tomorrow. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.